Hey guys, Smelly Spear here, how y'all doing? Welcome to Seduce Me, the Otomoe. It's been a long time since I've seen you guys, or actually heard from you guys. And I'm testing out things right now. I will let you know if I haven't tested out my PlayStation game. I still want to finish Summoner. But it's been forever. There's been a lot of things that happened to me last year. And one of the major ones was that my computer crashed. And I couldn't do anything more with it, unfortunately. So I got myself a new computer that surprisingly is freaking huge, which was completely wows upon when it came to my door. Go me for picking a really good one. Not really. I don't think my computer is badass, but it will get me what I need to get done. And I can add stuff to it if I want to in later things. And it'd be a little bit cheaper to add it to it because it's so big. I can see everything much clearer and I don't have to freak out. Well, anywho, we're going to play the game Seduce Me, the Otomoe. If you want me to go into details about what happened last year, why I couldn't really do anything. One, I was doing a lot of animation. Also, I will show you that in a future video if you want me to. I always appreciate anybody that, is trying to keep me going, encouraging me and whatnot. But anyway, enough about me. I am going to play Seduce Me, and this is also to test out all my hardware, software, and whatever else to make sure everything is up and running in where I want them to be. So anyway, let's go. One other thing, I am not the greatest reader in the whole entire planet. I am going to screw up on so many words because I have not seen them in forever. Meaning, I don't like to read. I'm not very much a huge reader. My best friend loves to read. She makes such wonderful novels and whatnot, and she has them up on there. This is for more or less 18 and older. Yeah, no, I'm not going to reveal who she is, so no, unless she gives me permission to. Because she doesn't know that I mentioned her right now. So anyway, I'm going to play this game. Let's go. Let's begin. This is a fictional, interactive narrative. Any character resemblance to real-life people are purely coincidental. Also, please know that the following game is made for PG-16 audiences. Alright, all you lovely kids out there, if you are not over the age of 16, I'm going to ask you to ask your parents' permission before you continue. Just in case there's any nudity or whatnot. If there is, I might have to delete some of that out, or basically put up a lovely little thing that says censor. But I kind of don't want to do that because I feel like it would really ruin the fun gameplay. So I might have to put age restricted. Sorry guys. But hopefully not, so we'll see. Let's keep going. Please know that sexual violent themes are explored in this game. Trigger warning: abuse, impaled, rape, and suicide. You have been warned. So yeah, this is more of a major one I'm worried about, and this is another one I really worry about mostly. Abuse, I feel, is more or less like fighting in games, but I do not recommend anybody, if you're being abused, seek help, get help. You don't have to take it from somebody, and don't let them say, "Oh, honey dear, I'm so sorry, but I didn't mean it. I won't do it again." Oh, yes, they will. They will frickin' will, and they'll do it, and they'll just say sorry a million times to win you over. That is playing on your heartstrings because you love them so much. And you want to take them back, and you want it to forget, but if they keep doing it, don't go back. Don't go back. Anyway, let's continue. Please enjoy.
Why, hello. My, aren't you a gorgeous sight? Can I be honored enough to know your name?
Well, aren't you a sweet gentleman? No, not really. You're a little bit of her, aren't you? My name? We're going with my short of it. They don't need my last part of it. They can just have my four little first.
A lovely name for a lovely person like you. Wonderful.
Oh, great. I get one of those flirty guys. Those, yeah, definitely flirty guy.
Eric, do your job.
Yeah, Eric, do your freaking job.
Very well. This game was produced by Seraphim Entertainment under the direction of Michaela Laws and is powered by Ren'Py Visual Novel Engine. We truly hope you'll enjoy this story. I know I'll enjoy it since you'll be in it.
Oh, God. He's flirting already. You behave, boy. I got my eye on you. I got my eye on you. I can't see you yet because it's black, but I'll get my eye on you soon.
Eric.
Fine, fine. Farewell, my sweet.
Oh, God. What have I got myself into? Somewhere. Oh, he's getting punishment already.
Come on! Is that all you got?
Wanna try me, asshole?
Ooh. I hope the boobs are alright.
Crap! Missed.
Let's retreat for now.
No kidding. Let's get out of here.
That's right. You better run, you stupid punks! Stay out of our territory!
Call it fate, call it coincidence. That one moment of violence started a chain of events I will never forget.
This formula, created in the 70s, is one of the most important in the field of financial theory. It is used to calculate the price of European-style options and is widely used by option marketers, though there are some discrepancies that are now corrected with the modern viewpoint.
Rain. It's been a long time since we've gotten rained around here. But it is the season for rainy weather, so it's not exactly that surprising. Personally, I love the sound of it. The rain drops fell like the soft tapping of fingers. It was so soothing. Even looking at the droplets hit the glass of the window was strangely calming. For this reason, I felt lucky for having a seat next to the window, though I did spend more time staring outside than I did paying attention in class. The lecture in class were pretty boring. Mrs. Phillips' voice wasn't soporific, but I just wanted interested in what she was doing. And since it was the period right before lunch, all I could think about was doing other things in my free time. Honestly, I didn't really care much for economics. Sure, I had good grades in this class, but it was only because I read the textbook and did my assignment as I had to. I was only taking this class because it was mandatory. If it were up to me, I would probably have taken another course. Luckily, it was my senior year, so after this semester, it would mean the end of high school courses forever. Thank God for that. I didn't hate school. It was just kind of mundane, how the days drifted on, as if there were no end to it. I'm gonna have to pause for a minute, guys. My cat is blocking my view. Come on, Luck. I need you to get down. Lucky, get down. Come on, baby girl. I need you to get down, honey. Come here. Oh, man. Excuse me, guys. Crap. Come on, you hot girl. Get down. That's better. I'm sorry about that, guys. Basically, I guess she wants my attention. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Well, anyway, as we continue on, the only thing I really enjoyed about going to school was meeting my friends and hanging out with them. But that was kind of it. Okay, fine. Sorry, my cats. Sorry, guys. In short, I was done with high school. The start of second semester brought a note of finality to it. Ah! I had already applied to many universities the semester prior, and I was expecting replies sometimes in the next few months. You know, this is supposed to be serious, and I can't do it because she's making fun. It seemed like the start of something new, something that would change. That is, if things could change. I started at the faint outline of raindrops in the distance for now. I was stuck in this class.
Miss Anderson.
Miss Phillips' raised voice interrupted my train of thought. Just when I was thinking about class, I quickly turned my head to face the teacher. Hopefully she didn't pick me just because she noticed that I was spacing out. Yes, ma'am.
Would you care to name the equation I set up on the blackboard?
Oh, I think I read about that in the textbook last night. It should be the Black-Scholes model formula.
Very good as always, Miss Anderson.
Anderson. It followed me wherever I went. Most people didn't really know me by my first name, but rather my surname. No doubt, since the surname was the trademark of the internationally famous and philanthropic Anderson Family Toys, and because the founder was my own grandfather. Suzu was one of my best friends, turned around and proudly gave me a punch to the shoulder.
Kick ass, girl.
Ow. From beside me, I heard Naomi, another one of my best friends, clearing her throat in obviously disapproval of Suzu's choice of words. That's obvious, isn't it? Like I said, guys, there's going to be a lot of words that I will not get. Please don't hurt me. Unless I start sounding them out. But I don't think you guys want me to do that. Anyway, let's continue.
She means good job.
Miss Capini.
Oi!
Care to tell me who the creators of this formula were?
Some guys named Black and Scholes. Fisher Black and Myron Scholes.
Very good, Miss Patterson.
Show off. Better study next time, Suzu. Be like us and study once in a while.
Suzu rolled her eyes and slouched into her chair, and Naomi gave her a small smirk. She always pouted when Naomi showed her up.
That's the end of today's lecture. Now, let's separate into groups and work on your projects. Remember, everything is due on Monday. Go ahead now.
Before I knew it, Suzu and Naomi had scooted their desks to align with mine, and we turned into the Three Musketeers. Whenever the teacher let the students decide on groups, we always grouped together in our little trio. It was a sheer stroke of luck that we all managed to be in the same class, so we had to at least take the opportunity and stick together as much as we could. Besides, we were most comfortable around each other than, say, compared to being around any other classmate. It just made sense for us to put our heads together for any kind of project. I took out the posters we were working on and rolled it open onto the 3 desks. We were pretty much finished with fulfilling most of the guidelines for the project, though we did still have to add a few finishing touches here and there. After work on making the poster a bit prettier, we sat back and inspected our work to see what we still had to do. Naomi, as usual, was the first to look for any issues. She slightly tapped a pencil against her chin, staring intently at the project.
Alright, so let's see. We finished the budgeting section, the building leasing, and the cost for labor. What else do we need?
Suzu straightened up to look at the poster and stroked her chin. After a few seconds, her face brightened and she spoke up.
How about a company name?
Huh? Did we really skip over that?
Of course we did! You always go straight into the logical statistics and stuff that you completely skip over the fact. We need a name for our project.
At least we caught it this time. What do we name it?
Not sure. What do you think?
It always came down to me whenever there was something to be named or titled. I was the master and ending decision, even when I didn't want to be.
I like Trinity Corporation.
That is way too predictable. How about the Dragon Company?
What do dragons have to do with our project?
Well, they probably don't have anything to do with the project, but it is a nice, cool name, the Dragon Company. But since it's the three of them, I'm gonna go with Naomi here and think of if I have to choose between those titles, and I bet I do. I bet that's gonna be the first doggone choice. I bet that I would go with her name. But if I had to choose it, if I had to make my own company title, I think the trio would work just fine. Well, hello there. You're finally settling down.
What? It's a totally unpredictable name. It's hot.
But our company sells bubble gum.
Yeah, no there.
Who said we can't produce spicy bubble gum?
What do you think?
Yeah. What do you think?
Both of them looked at me exponentially, even though I wasn't quite sure myself. I didn't really want to choose sides, but if it were up to me, I would say Trinity Corporation sounds just fine.
Bah, fine. Be lame.
The only reason why I said that one, because it was more or less it's the three of them. And I feel like it means more of a trio than anything.
Alright, now that we've decided on a name, now what?
As we ended our name gang, a giggle scrambled my thoughts. Oh dear. Oh my. Huh? Who was that?
Ignore it. It's just Lisette.
I looked over my shoulder to see her laughing with her circle of friends, mostly compromised of popular people that were practically friends with everyone in the school. And as a result, everyone in the school knew them. In the center of it all was Lisette White. She sat with a posture that indicated she was still working, but she also was ready to casually chat about her day. She had an endearing balance of charismatic and awkward, which was readily apparent when she first talked to someone. She was easily to make her smile and laugh, and she was quite the comedian as well. Basically, she was perfect. Not that she was like a robot or something, but she was the student that everyone wanted to be. Lisette was bright, easygoing, and above all, had her future laid out right in front of her. Unlike the average student, she knew what she wanted to do after high school, and as a result, she was confident and ambitious, though sometimes it could rub a lot of people the wrong way. Moreover, I had known her ever since I was young, but it had ultimately resulted in a rivalry that continued today. Of course, my friends knew what was between us, and upon seeing me glance at her, they shifted their attention to her.
She doesn't even look like she's working, in my opinion.
She probably is, but she's too much of a stuck-up priss to allow herself to look like she's actually doing work.
Oh, come on, Suzu. She may be a little off-putting, but she's not the giant priss that you're making her seem to be.
The day she isn't a priss is the day I turn into you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, God.
Never mind. It's about time! Let's bail!
Woo! She lit. Surprisingly, Suzu was the first out of the classroom, slinging her backpack over her shoulder with ease, as she quickly strolled out the door.
Her seat isn't even closest to the exit, and she always manages to be the first one out of the door. I don't think I'll ever understand that.
I think I'm with her on that. Me and her both. She gave me a smile as if relieved by the fact I felt the same way as she did. Well, I'm surprised at what she did. Jump over the desk like a gazelle or something? Boink! Boink!
See? Why can't she just be normal like the two of us?
I ain't normal. It's Suzu, Naomi. Think about it. I would so totally say that too.
Very true.
Man, you guys are slow. Are you coming or what?
Yes, Mother.
We heard you the first time. Not everyone has rocket boosters attached to their legs when the bell rings.
Are you kidding me? That class was ridiculously boring. Even Miss Valedictorian here was dozing off a bit.
I do have to admit, I was spacing out, and just because I answered one question doesn't mean I automatically the valedictorian.
Okay, so it wasn't too interesting. But you should at least pay attention when Phillips is talking about the important parts.
So you finally admit it. We're finally on the same wavelength. Welcome to the club, Patterson.
Please, don't call me by my last name. This isn't the classroom. And never in a million years will we ever see things eye to eye.
Despite this, they burst out in laughter. Normally anyone would think the opposite, like them, wouldn't even associate with each other, but even though they were so different, their friendship somehow made a lot of sense. This is true. A lot of people have a lot of differences, and they get along just swimmingly. As long as they have something that they really like about each other, go for it. Be friends. It's just like the song, This is the Trap. Maybe they were just perfect compliments or personality. It just didn't dictate the possibility of their friendship, after all. We three had been best friends since preschool.
Alright, so where are we heading to first? Cafeteria? I think we can all agree that we're really hungry, especially after hearing about our company's line of deliciously spicy bubblegum.
Well, don't swallow
Who
it.
would even buy that? I wonder.
Me? I would pay good money to get a taste of it.
As long as it tastes good. You do like spicy foods, after all. We entered the cafeteria, a bustling room filled with the aromas of different kinds of food. As we got in line, we ordered our meals and chatted freely.
Cajun fries and the spicy chicken burger for me. That's my definition of a good meal.
I'll take a tuna sandwich and some juice. You're probably going to need water or something to curb all that spicy flavor, Suzu.
I can't be tamed by the likes of that. If it's spicy, then it's gotta be all or nothing.
I'll take a 2.
I can't be tamed by the likes of that.
Sorry about that,
If it's
guys.
spicy, then it's gotta be all
I don't
or
even know
nothing.
it could go backwards. That's good to know.
You're crazy.
Hell yeah, I'm crazy.
Woo!
I think I'm getting a migraine.
I think I'll go with... I think I'll just have mac and cheese and soda. That sounds good. Once we got our food, we settled down at one of the empty tables, putting our backpacks aside to finally dig into the food. Suzu leaned back in her chair, tilting it back so that she could rest her feet on the table by her food.
Alright then. Is there anything we want to talk about?
Bored already?
I know. Let's talk about...
Say boys, and I will never speak to you ever again.
I kind of thought that, but I didn't say it. Yes, let's talk about boys. Woo! And all the sexy glory. And the manly pecs, and they go boom, 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 boom. Okay, I just got an image of a rock in my head. Such has such a... Oh man, he such has a chest.
Aw, why not?
He worked very hard, I bet. Surprisingly, I know somebody who knew the rock in high school. Wow.
What's so interesting about talking about guys? It's not like any of us are gonna get boyfriends anytime soon.
This is true for me.
We don't know that. What if one of us does get a boyfriend?
Like that's going to happen, Naomi. Look at us. I'm a tiny Italian. You're a ditzy blonde.
Hey!
Jeez Louise.
No offense. And Anderson here. Well, I guess she could land a boyfriend or girlfriend if she wants.
Or girlfriend?
Wow.
She can be a lesbian if she wants.
Wow. Sorry, but this girl's straight.
True.
That's okay, Suzu. I'm not sure I want a boyfriend yet.
Why not? It's our senior year. Might as well get a boyfriend.
Maybe she's just not interested in a relationship, Suzu.
Well, it really wasn't about wanting a relationship, but more of there was no one interesting enough to be in a relationship with. True fact again. Oh man, I'm still on the same wavelength as my character here. What the hell? Don't get me wrong, I am an open person. I wasn't in school. I wasn't in school. I wasn't open. I was very shy. Very shy. But there were not many interesting guys in the school to go out with. Who knows? Time will tell. And tell, and tell, and tell. Naomi looked at me, waiting to continue the conversation. However, before she could speak, the speakers in the caf started up and an announcement echoed through the cafeteria.
Miss Anderson, please come to the main office immediately. Please bring your things with you.
Oh great, am I fired from school? Oh shit.
Oh my.
Looks like our plans have been cut short. The men in white coats have finally come to get you.
Oh great. Well, if I'm going to the insane asylum, please somebody take care of my kitty cat.
Suzu, don't joke around. What if it's serious?
Fine. If something happens, just call us.
Funny enough, something did happen. And it was certainly no laughing matter. Cold. It was really cold. The rain became heavier that afternoon, accompanied by rolling thunder. Now and then the skies had turned dark, though I couldn't see any of it under the black umbrella. Not that I was looking up. In fact, looking up was the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. I stared at the glass beneath my feet, unable to look up at the people weeping around me. All I could see was the damp grass underneath my feet. Only the monotone, elogious? I'm not sure if I said that right, guys. Only the monotone elogious that floated through my ears reminded me that I was at a funeral. I don't know where I got I saw from. It was only when the speeches ended that I finally was able to raise my head. A small gathering of people, mostly made of relatives that I didn't even know were related to me, were huddled around a simple small grave. For a while, all I heard was the sound of raindrops on umbrellas. If it weren't raining, everything would probably be in a heavy silence. I looked beside me where my father was standing and holding up a large black umbrella for our small family of 3. His face was emotionless, a strange sight next to my weeping mother. I wondered what was going through his mind. After all, etched into the smooth gray tombstone before us was his father's name. My grandfather, the one who raised me like his own daughter, had passed away that day. The ceremony was small. Only close family were allowed to come. Slowly, though, people began to leave, leaving my father, mother, and me behind at the grave. I don't know, beside would work too. A man dressed in a clean black suit under the uniform, black umbrella of the funeral attendees walked towards us, introducing himself as grandfather's lawyer. He pulled out a few documents from his suitcase and began to read out loud its contents.
And now, I shall read Harold Anderson's last will and testament.
Only my parents and I were allowed to be present for my grandfather's will. It was under the strict request of his lawyer, and there was a reason why.
And to my dearest granddaughter, I give my estate. All the furniture and decor that resides within the house shall also be given to my granddaughter.
Oh wow, I'm getting a whole friggin' estate. I have furniture. Wow. What? I couldn't believe my ears. I had earned the family estate at 18. That was impossible, and yet it was written by my own grandfather's hand.
He passed the family estate to her? Why am I not surprised?
Tease, Dad.
Dear.
Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company?
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
Even to the bitter end, he wouldn't give in. What a stubborn old man.
Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression on his face.
About the estate. Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
Are you sure we should?
Why not? This would be a good experience for her.
Honey, what do you think?
I really wasn't sure what to say. Why did my grandfather think that I was the appropriate heir to the mansion? Was I even ready to live on my own?
Well, that seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust.
David!
Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began walking back to the car, disinterested.
Don't mind him, honey. I think that your grandfather's passing really affected him. Why don't we get back home for now?
You can go on ahead to the car. Mom, I think I need some time alone with Grandpa.
Oh, of course. Take all the time you need. Oh, of course.
Here I go,
Take
kid.
all the time you need.
She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. I looked around the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, save for the sullen-looking grave that was laid in front of me. I'm sure that if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all of this, it would have been much different. It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would bury their own family the same day they pass away? Wow. I'm somewhat of a harsh dad, don't I? He's got a big, huge chip on his shoulders. Everyone knew my grandfather loved for toys, and yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any children's toys. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers. Needed a drink. His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was a choked sob. You told me to stay strong, but right now, I'm the farthest from it. Like that one time a long time ago. Grandpa.
Oh, it's so good to see you again, sweetie.
I was swept into a giant bear hug and we both laughed as he swung me around like an airplane. It was one of my favorite things about seeing my grandfather. The way he greeted me, unlike my father. My grandfather was loving and playful, even as I grew older. Sorry that Daddy couldn't be here today. Sorry, I got distracted by something. Sorry that Daddy couldn't be here today. He said that he wasn't feeling too good again. It had always been like that. Dad missed every visit to Grandpa's house, citing that he was busy with work or wasn't feeling well.
Is that so? Well, that's okay. Daddy can come around next time. And you're here, right?
Yeah. So what are we doing today, Grandpa? Mom says that there's a new dessert cafe open in town. For some reason, the MY was not appearing when I was reading it, and now it did. That's why I was like, Mom says. I'm like, what? Mommy says that there is a new dessert cafe open in town. Maybe we could go.
Oh, I would love to, but I've been so busy with the company these days. We're actually working on a little something. Would you like to see?
Yes. Oh, is that a toy?
It is. I was designing a new line of them, but I feel like something's missing. You don't think you could help me out, could you?
Of course. He placed the toy in my hand with a smile, and I inspected it carefully. It was beautifully crafted, and obviously a lot of work was put into it. There was one thing, though.
So, what do you think?
What the hell? I think the heart on its chest should light up when you hug it. It'll be like it's alive, and it can be like a little nightlight before you sleep. He stroked his chin considering my input, while nodding his head after a few moments of silence, deliberations. He turned to me with a chuckle.
That's a great idea! I'll get to changing it right away. You're always like my little lucky charm, dear. You always know what to add to make the perfect toy.
Well, I hope I can be like you one day, Grandpa.
You want to make toys as well?
Well, making people happy is the best thing in the world. I don't know if I want to make toys when I grow up, though.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
That makes sense. Daddy doesn't think of it in the same way, though.
Your father. I'm sure he just wants the best for you.
I'm not so sure about that.
Sweetie, look at me.
He bent down to look at me eye level, with a serious look on his face.
As much as your father may say something that doesn't make sense now, you must remember that he's always thinking about you. He loves you. There's no doubt about that. And you need to love him just as equally.
I don't hate Daddy. I really do love him. I don't know why he's like this, though.
Your father and I have had some difficulties with each other in the past. But it's nothing that you should be concerned about.
I had heard tidbits of this from my mother and various other people. The only people who had stayed quiet were my father and grandfather. Both of them refrained from saying a word on the subject matter, but it was clear that whatever happened set up a wall between them. It's hard, though, trying to pretend as if nothing were wrong.
However, no matter what, you have to stay strong. You're a big girl already, and, well, there'll come a day when it seems like it's you against the world. But always remember that your family and friends will be here with you.
What a great day, and Dad.
Daddy, Mommy, your friends at school, me. We'll stand together to get through it.
How can you be so sure of that?
Because we'll be right here and here.
He pointed his finger to my head first, and then pointed at my chest.
So stay strong. Promise?
For a moment he looked almost sad, pleading, but as quickly as it had come, the expression disappeared from his face, and he was all smiles once again. Promise. Upon hearing that, Grandpa let out a great burst of laughter and stood up.
All right then. Enough of that. How about I whip up some special homemade dessert? I know I can't accompany you at that new cafe, but we sure can talk and eat while I cook and do some paperwork.
Homemade dessert. I'll race you to the kitchen.
Hey, slow down there. I'm not what I used to be.
You willed me the very home I loved to see you in. Why? Why would you think I would be ready to take it? Especially after this. I'm sorry. It just makes me sad there. The emotions. No. A surge of anger bubbled within me, but I quickly swallowed it. There was no use in getting mad, especially when the person in question was no longer there. I'm sorry. It's hard to stay calm when you've left me with so many questions, especially about what happened between you and Dad. What am I doing, talking to a grave? My vision blurred, and I suddenly realized that I was crying. My face heated up as tears rolled down my cheeks. I bring you some flowers later. I miss you, Grandpa. I'll try my best to fulfill my promise. I gave to you, even if the world might be turned against me. Damn it. I left the grave, wiping the tears hastily to my parents wouldn't see. Let's read that again. I left the grave, wiping my tears hastily so my parents wouldn't see.
Well, it's time to head back home. I'll cook up your favorite lasagna when we get home, okay?
Thanks, Mom. However, my dad didn't speak the entire drive home. I wanted to talk to him, but after his moment at the funeral, I wasn't sure if that was a good idea.
It's about time we took off those dreary black clothes.
Gathering my courage, I decided then that it was time to talk. Dad, could I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Why do you want me to move into the estate so soon?
I thought I made that rather clear. The college near your grandfather's house is well known for its business program. You are planning to major in business, yes?
Seems like my future is being decided for me already.
Right after you graduate from high school, you'll just live there and can easily commute to and from school. It's a perfect fit for you.
But it's so sudden. You just decided so quickly right after the funeral.
Don't be so sensitive. If you're like that in the real world, you'll be crushed.
I'm just saying that maybe we could talk a bit more about my future. In reply, my father rubbed his temples and sighed quietly.
After you graduate from college, you'll work at Anderson Family Toys. I have connections since I am part of the board of directors, so you will be guaranteed a spot. That is what we talked about before, yes?
But what if...
Stop mumbling!
But what if I don't want to work there?
Don't be silly. It's the family company. Our company. I'm not just going to hand it over to some incompetent vice chairman.
He came closer to me, and his face softened.
Look, this is all for the best, okay? You may not know it right now, but you will appreciate it later.
For some reason, when I heard him say that, something snapped in me. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but it made me feel so angry. Do you even care that grandfather passed away?
Of course I do.
Well, everything seems fine and dandy to you. Things couldn't be better.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone, young lady.
It's like nothing even happened at all. Like you just ignore the fact that he's no longer here.
Do not raise your voice at me.
What did he ever do to you to deserve this? My father, his face hardened, crossed his arms, and erupted in anger. Laughter.
Ha! You sure place him upon a pedestal, like he's some kind of venerated god or something. It makes me sick.
Okay. Is that it? Are you happy seeing grandfather dead while everyone was grieving? Were you holding yourself back from laughing in everyone's faces? Did you feel just a bit happier seeing him lie in the graveyard? A flash of rage crossed his face, and he whipped the back of his hand across my cheek. Ouch. Ouch. Definitely an ouch.
You don't know anything! Running your mouth like somehow you know everything that went on, when you're just a little girl that doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut! You did not know my father! You did not know what he was capable of!
Is everything all right? What happened?
Nothing. I'm not hungry. I think I'll just go upstairs.
Honey, wait!
I quickly turned and ran up the stairs to my room, slamming the door behind me. My breath came in short pants, and for a while I just leaned against the door to my bedroom, eventually sliding down to sit against it. How did things become like this? My cheeks still throbbed, and I attentively stood up and looked at the mirror to see how it looked. Hopefully it doesn't bruise. What am I saying? Tears formed in the corner of my eyes, but I blinked them back rapidly. I couldn't cry for the second time today. I had to be stronger than that.
Are you all right? Your father told me nothing happened, but you know your father.
I'm fine. I just lost my appetite.
The lasagna's done, though. And I don't want you skipping any meals. Are you sure?
Yeah, don't worry about me. Mom, I'll come down later to eat.
You're not telling me the whole story.
I just don't want to eat right now.
Please, dear. Tell me what's going on. I wish you would tell me why you're being like this.
I wanted to tell her. A part of me was screaming to tell her what Dad had done. At the same time, I knew she couldn't fix anything. Besides, I was moving out regardless. Come here, Lucky. What are you doing? Hey, what you doing? Want me to lean back? She's staring at my TV monitor again, guys. Oh dear. Might not be able to continue, but I'm gonna try. I remained silent, letting the events remain in the past.
Well, I'll leave your food on the table if you want to eat it later.
Finally, my mom left me alone. It was strange to think that she was only a few inches away from me, only separated by a single wooden door. I really didn't know what to do. I needed to do something, anything to get my mind off of what just happened. Anything would be better than thinking any more about the pain still radiating from my cheek. I was going to move into my grandfather's house tomorrow. I should probably pack my stuff so I would be prepared for tomorrow. Yeah, that was a good idea. Alright, get comfortable. I should start packing. I opened the closet, rummaging around for a while before I finally found 2 large bags, pulling them out onto the floor of my room. I then began to empty my drawers and cabinets so that I could bring all my things with me. I didn't have much to bring other than just clothes and some toiletries. It was kind of bizarre that I didn't have many personal belongings. It was like my luggage was completely devoid of them, but I certainly didn't have many things in my room that I would miss if I just suddenly left the house. I shook my head to rid myself of those thoughts. If it was going to be my new home, it would have to feel like it one way or another. I was going to make it holy crap. Just as I was packing my things, my cell phones began to ring and vibrate in my pocket. I slid my phone out of my pocket and answered it, while slowly easing myself onto my bed. Who could possibly be calling?
Hey Anderson, you there?
Oh boy, that's a whole lot of reading.
Is everything alright? We were worried about you, so we decided to call. Hello?
I'm really glad you guys called. My voice managed to come out, though it was only a whisper.
What happened? Are you okay?
Well, I slowly began to tell them about the funeral that afternoon. A small silence followed. Then I was done recounting what happened, and to my relief, Naomi finally spoke up.
I can't begin to imagine how you must be feeling right now. I'm so sorry. Do you want us to come over right now?
No, it's okay. My dad isn't in a good mood, so could we just keep talking on the phone like this?
Of course! We'd stay on the phone until the crack of dawn. Right, Suzu?
Yeah. We're always here if you need us. After all, we wouldn't be the awesome triple threat trio without you, right?
Yeah.
triple threat trio? That sounds like the name of a gang.
Yeah, I mean, we're all taking on the world together. We've got to sound somewhat scary, or else no one's going to take us seriously.
What's with you and naming things?
You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Falling behind the cool kids like Anderson and me. Tisk, tisk.
Hey! I'm a cool kid. If anything, I'd say you'd have to step up your game.
We chatted cheerfully about all sorts of things. Very soon I'd forgotten about the events that day and was engaged in a conversation about Naomi's favorite TV show, some program called Her Luck. We all agreed that the actor playing the titular character certainly had a very distinctive look about him, with a long overcoat and scarf wrapped around his neck. Sounds like Sherlock Holmes and Watson. We had many disagreements about who we thought was the coolest character. Yeah, he was really high cheekbone, and his eyes are pretty, though I do have to say I preferred Johnson. Yep, this is Sherlock Holmes and Watson reference here. And a bonus, his actor is just so sassy. I looked at the clock hanging on the wall and realized how late it was. Whoa, it's already 1 a.m.? Sorry for keeping you guys up so late. I think I'm gonna hit the hay for tonight. See you guys at school tomorrow. I should probably shower and go to bed. I can't believe I stayed up this late just to talk to my friends. But it was really nice. Well, to the bathroom I go. I took a relaxing shower. Nothing beats the hot water and feeling of being clean. After drying myself, I promptly dressed in my pajamas and crawled into bed. Ah, a nice hot shower after a long day. I'm so glad to finally be in bed. It had been a really long day. I knew that I was wishing for something to change back in class, but I certainly wasn't expecting any of the things that happened today. And I have to go back to school tomorrow. Ugh. I curled up on my side and tightly wrapped the blanket around me. I really wasn't in the mood to be returning to school, but my dad probably would make me go just for the sake of it. It's time to go to sleep. And I think I'm going to end that episode of Seduce Me, the Otomoe, here. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. Let me know in the description below if you want some more. I'm not going to ask for much. If I see a like, I'm going to keep on going. It don't matter to me anymore. If you like it, hit the like button. That lets me know you want more. And I will see you guys in the next video. Talk to you guys later.